Can we take a minute and talk about SummerSlam? Whatever that was. I know it's been a few days since SummerSlam actually happened, but I'm still trying to figure out in my brain what happened at SummerSlam. Not that it was a bad event. So let me get it straight. It was not a bad event, but there were so many confusing results in a lot of the matches that I'm still trying to wrap my brain around what happened. So we're going to get into SummerSlam and talk about every match and how I felt about it. So again, I was really excited for SummerSlam because of the new Universal Championship that was coming. Every title was on the line. The United States Championship was on the line. Intercontinental Women's Championship was on the line. Tag team titles were on the line as well. So I was really excited for SummerSlam to get here. And as we do every time, we had a gathering at my home and everybody picked who they thought was going to win at the beginning of the evening. So as soon as everybody got there, they filled out their sheets and we picked who we thought was going to win. So I didn't do so well. I definitely did not win this time around. My picks were off on a lot of the matches, and it was SummerSlam's fault on some of it, but it was my fault on some of the other picks. I just didn't pick very well. But let's talk about these matches aren't going to be in specific order, but we're going to talk about each one. The Intercontinental Championship match with The Miz and Apollo Crews. I think I knew going into that The Miz was not going to drop the title during that match. While Apollo Crews is awesome, very athletic, it just wasn't time for Miz to drop the belt, especially not to Apollo Crews, who's only been on Raw for about 2 to 3 months. So I was glad to see The Miz keep the title in that match. Next, I want to talk about Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Now, the thing about this SummerSlam as a whole is that with the WWE draft, the brand extension draft, they didn't have enough time to generate believable rivalries for this event. So the brand extension draft was about 4 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago. They really didn't have enough time to generate like specific feuds and rivalries to make everything believable. So this next match, Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, was just kind of thrown together. Now, it was a decent match. That's 4 of the best people on the mic in the whole WWE in the ring at the same time. But it just wasn't a match that had any gravity to it. There was really no long-lasting consequences for anybody to win. Like, if they get in the ring and they put on a good promo, nobody's the loser there. I mean, Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho did get the win there. But it wasn't that memorable of a match, but it's always good to see those 4 work together on the mic. It's awesome. That was a decent match. Next, I'm going to talk about the Tag Team Championships. Now, going into this match, Big E was injured. So I expected the New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. I expected the New Day to drop the titles. I really did, because with Big E being injured, Xavier not wrestling as much as he normally does, and being Xavier and Kofi defending the titles against the club of Gallows and Anderson, I really thought that was an opportunity for them to drop the titles. But that match never even really got finished because Jon Stewart was there. And not that I dislike Jon Stewart, but he just had no business there. Like, it just wasn't, it didn't benefit the match at all with Jon Stewart there. So Jon Stewart was in the ring and he, was trying to distract Gallows and Anderson from getting the win there. And then they were about to do some damage to Jon Stewart with Xavier and Kofi down. And Big E made his big return. So he's only been out for about 3 weeks, but it was nice to see Big E. There was a huge pop when Big E came out. It was pretty exciting to see him come out because I wasn't expecting that. But I would have preferred a more definitive conclusion to the match. I really wanted to see either Gallows and Anderson get the win or the New Day get a clean win without Jon Stewart's help. So the next match I want to talk about is Sasha Banks and Charlotte for the Women's Championship. Now, this match, I don't know. It was a good match. There was a few areas in the match that I thought could have been executed a little bit better, but I was really surprised to see Charlotte get the win with Sasha Banks only having the title for 4 weeks. Now, there's some conspiracy surrounding that, saying that she might have been injured or she's not able to compete in WWE events for the next 30 days. So there's a lot of speculation around that. But hopefully, Sasha Banks, Mick Foley did say that she will get another attempt at the title and when she comes back and she's healthy. So hopefully we'll get to see that. But Charlotte got the win there off of Banks' statement reversal, I believe it was. So it was a pretty cool match. I was surprised to see Charlotte get the win, but now there's all this controversy surrounding everything. So we'll see how that pans out. One match I was super hyped for was Roman Reigns versus Rusev for the United States Championship, because they're starting to get Roman Reigns into the person that everybody wants him to be. He always gets booed, and I don't think Roman Reigns is as bad as people, make him out to be. But I was excited for this match. They pushed Roman Reigns down to the mid-card in the United States Championship versus Rusev, but this match never even got started. The match was basically just, before the bell even rang, they're just going at it. Now, I like that part of Roman Reigns. One of my favorite Roman Reigns things that he ever did was beat the trash out of Triple H, hit him with the TV, all sorts of stuff in the backstage. That's the Roman Reigns that I love. And we got a little glimpse of that, but the match never got started. The belt never changed hands. And I was really excited to see Roman Reigns get an opportunity at that belt and get him out of the main card and get him in the middle card where people think he belongs. But that match never got started, so I don't know who won that one. The match of the night, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to agree with me on this, was John Cena versus AJ Styles. This was legit, probably about a 30-minute match. And there was so much drama in this match. You never knew who was going to get the win. You'd see John Cena pull off an AA. You see AJ Styles hit him with the Styles Clash, not once but twice. You never knew who was going to win this match, and it's the perfect example of what a great, historic WWE match should be. So John Cena versus AJ Styles was the match of the night. AJ Styles got the win. John Cena, with a little bit of symbolism at the end, he took off his Never Give Up armband and just left it in the middle of the ring. Not sure what that was symbolizing. Hopefully we'll find out tonight on SmackDown to kind of see what did that mean, John Cena, when you did that. So that was a great match. And unfortunately, as the card went on, they never really got better than that one. Next, we got into the World Heavyweight Championship match with Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. I was always confused as to why Dolph Ziggler was in this picture, but I still wanted to see the match. They had a few interesting promos leading up to the match, but the match was just kind of, it was a decent match. It was a match I probably could have seen on SmackDown. Dean Ambrose got the win. There was nothing really that stood out to me in this match. I just kind of watched it and I was like, oh, Dean Ambrose won. It would have been okay to see Dolph Ziggler get the win, but I don't know how long his title reign would have lasted. Next was the 6-woman tag team match, which involved Naomi, Carmella, and who else was it? Becky Lynch versus Eva Marie, Natalya, and Alexa Bliss. Well, Eva Marie got suspended just a few days before SummerSlam, so she wasn't able to compete. So we got the return of Nikki Bella, which was the best thing about this match. Just seeing Nikki Bella back, I was excited to see that. Not sure if she's going to be a heel. It seemed like she was because she was on the team with the other heels, and she's going to be going to SmackDown. So we'll hear a little bit more from her, hopefully, tonight on SmackDown. The match was forgettable except for Naomi's entrance and Nikki Bella's return. After that, the new Universal Championship. They unveiled before the match the new look of the Universal Championship title, which looks just like my beautiful World Championship, just with the red leather. It's got red leather on the back of it. Now, I love the way that this championship looks. So I've seen a lot of people hating on the way that the new Universal Championship looks. I love it because I love the way that this title looks. I'm not going to hate on it. I love this title. I think it's one of the best looking titles that they've ever had. So I didn't hate on it, but I understand why some people were hating on it. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor's only been on Raw for about 3 weeks, so I picked Seth Rollins to win this match. I thought that they would give it to him. It was a great match. A lot of high-flying stuff. Everybody got to pull off their finishers, the coup de grace. We also seen Seth Rollins, hit him with the pedigree, with Finn Balor in his Demon King paint. I don't care for the Demon King paint. I just would prefer regular old Finn Balor. But we did see a few sequences in the match where Finn Balor legit got hurt. Seth Rollins did a power bomb and hit him against the barricade where Finn Balor's shoulder did pop out of the socket, and Finn Balor had to pop his shoulder back into the socket, which resulted in him having to vacate the title. Finn Balor got the win, but the next night on Raw, he had to vacate the title because he did have a torn labrum in his shoulder. So they're doing like a fatal 4-way in a week or so to see who's actually going to get that title, with Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Big Cass, and Roman Reigns in that match. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited for that match. I'm hoping for Seth Rollins or Kevin Owens, but we'll see how it goes. I'm excited either way. But yeah, that was a great match for the new Universal Championship with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. The final match of the evening was Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. This match was hyped up so much. So many commercials, so much of Brock Lesnar talking trash, Randy Orton talking trash. The RKO out of nowhere on Raw was fantastic. The F5 on SmackDown was fantastic. But the match itself was kind of lackluster. We've seen Brock Lesnar hit Randy Orton with about 5 or 6 suplexes. Took him to Suplex City pretty hard. And Randy Orton got a few RKOs in there. But at one point, Brock Lesnar took off his gloves, just started punching Randy Orton, resulted in a huge gash on the top of his head, and blood literally poured out on the mat. I did not care for this. I don't know if this was scripted or it happened by accident and Brock Lesnar just tried to play into it. I'm not sure what happened. And then Brock Lesnar then F5 Shane McMahon, who came out to check on Randy Orton. I didn't care for it at all. It was just a weird way to end SummerSlam. It ended SummerSlam on a very sad note. Like, is Randy Orton okay? Like, Brock Lesnar kept beating on him even though he was bleeding. I just didn't care for that. Now, SummerSlam overall was great, but there was too many matches that didn't have a definitive result. The United States Championship match with Rusev and Roman Reigns never even got started. The main event of the evening with Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar won by TKO? Since when does that happen in the WWE? Like, nobody wins by TKO, but just because Brock Lesnar's there and you decide to punch somebody too many times, we all of a sudden can end matches by TKO. It just didn't make sense. In addition to that, the Tag Team Championship match never got a definitive disqualification from the New Day because Big E came out. So there was a lot of weird things that happened, and I hope that we get some resolution on the next coming episodes of Raw and SmackDown and the next pay-per-view, whatever that is. So that's my thoughts on SmackDown. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you like what you've seen on the WWE videos, please hit me with a thumbs up. I want to know if I should keep doing that. So hit me with a thumbs up, and definitely let me know if you like the video. If you want to see more, you can always find me on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. I will be posting stuff there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, you guys have a